You can see a score on there, 15.5 billion. You're about to see how that was basically scored, which is what this is. It's a Star Wars tutorial. I'm just not good enough on this game, quite frankly. But it's not just a case of not being good enough. It's quite a complicated game. It's quite a misunderstood game, and it's a game with a very different strategy to a lot of other pinball machines, but I certainly don't feel that this gets the love that it deserves. So we brought Craig along because he can play pinball far better than I can. You've got one of these, right?
I have. Well, I've actually sold it, but I've had one for a number of months, and like you said, it was one of these games that I hated. I absolutely hated it initially. When any time that I played it in tournaments and stuff, it would just destroy me, mainly because of that right out lane. That was the main thing, and to do with the plunge, and everybody complains about the plunge. But so I felt like I needed to get one in order to understand what it was about, do you know what I mean, and understand that there is actually a real game in there, a really nice game, and hopefully this will show you that. And I've really tried to spell it out. There are other tutorials for Star Wars out there. People have done it. Not that many. Not that much, but we've gone like really in depth, hopefully, to really kind of spell out exactly what it is that you need to do, because it isn't intuitive, it isn't straightforward, it is a different pinball machine to almost any other pinball machine out there in terms of some of the rule sets and stuff. So hopefully people enjoy it. Hopefully people get more of an appreciation for the game, because I think it deserves it, Yeah,
I thoroughly enjoyed the game, and this is a tutorial. During the process of the tutorial, Craig's going to be playing the game the whole time. He'll talk you through it. He'll talk you through what shots to do, when, why, where you should be aiming to hit the ball, where you should be aiming to avoid, because it is a difficult pinball machine. I think it's fair to say that, right?
It's really tricky. It's really tricky. Yeah, I like... the setup is important as well. The tilt on this was pretty loose, so it meant that I could play it for a long time. The extra balls were on, which meant that we could continue the game a bit longer and show more of the game off. But it's tricky. It's a really tricky one, mainly to do with these slingshots shooting it down the out lanes. Obviously, these outposts are actually set in the lowest position, so the easiest position. So again, I would say it's a relatively easy setup, but it's still tricky. You're seeing me moving the machine a lot. I have to work the machine a lot in order to keep the ball in play. But yeah. I hope you enjoy the tutorial, basically.
Yeah, well, look, I'm sure you will. It's a bit of a spoiler alert. We do get to wizard. I say we get to wizard. I played no part at all.
Taking ownership of it.
Absolutely. I played some part, particularly switching the cameras on and speaking a little bit as well. So yeah, we got to wizard mode on this game. So yeah, there's something to look forward to in it. But hopefully, I do think everything has been covered here. So if you're unsure about what to do, and just to put it into context, I've had this game for 6 weeks, 7 weeks here, and I was unsure, and I played it almost every day in that time. So if you are unsure what to do, but I think I'm pretty confident, and once you've watched this video, you might get a little bit of love for Star Wars, certainly, and maybe you might even want one.
Star Wars is a game that really divides opinion. It's obviously an incredible theme, perhaps the best theme ever, and so it had high expectations from a lot of people, and for a lot of people it didn't meet those expectations. But I think that people don't necessarily understand the game that well, and a lot of the people who perhaps give those opinions are basing it on misunderstood misconceptions, perhaps. So we're going to give it a go at doing a tutorial today, and I'm going to talk through my strategy on how it is that I play Star Wars. It's the strategy I would use in competition. It's perhaps the easiest way to get into the game and experience the majority of the game and get a decent score. Basically, what you're going to see me doing is playing Han. So at the beginning of the game, you get to choose either Han, Leia, R2-D2 or Luke in terms of the characters that you can play as, and I'm going to play as Han. The reason that I'm going to play as Han is because it gives you an advancement at the beginning of the game. So I'll just show you what it is that means.
So you're just using the flipper buttons to choose a character.
So I'm choosing the character. So left flipper button chooses the character, and then right flipper button chooses your path. So as you can see at the top there. So I'm going to choose Han, and the reason that I'm going to do it is because it gives me 2 completions on the Hoth world, 2 completions on the Tatooine world, and 2 completions on the Endor world, which is by far the most out of all of them. So if you can see, look, for Luke, you've got 1 here, 1 here, and 2 here. For R2-D2, you've got 2 here, 2 here, and 1 on each. And Leia, you've got 2 here, 1 here, 1 here. So I like to choose Han because of Tatooine. I like to light Tatooine first. So as you can see up here, I'm going to choose light Tatooine missions, which means that I'm straight into the Tatooine missions. I don't need to make any shots over here because that's quite tricky. So I'd have to manually shoot that 3 times in order to light this shot, which I don't want to do. So the fact that I can choose that in advance is a real bonus for me.
Just because it's a difficult shot, you'd rather keep the ball away from that area of the playfield.
Exactly. It's challenging, and I might not ever get into those modes because I've got to do it 3 times. So the fact that I can choose that in Han is a really nice one. I've also got Tatooine 2, which is an easy mode to complete, and I'll show you that in a bit. But yeah, that's my justification for choosing that. And plus, I'm only ever 1 away from Endor and 1 away from Hoth. The massive disadvantage is on the Death Star, which is the hardest shot on the game, is this shot here. So I have to shoot that 3 times even just to qualify these modes, which is a massive detraction from choosing Han, which is I guess the reason why the programmer has made it this way. That the other 3 are relatively easy, but this one's really hard. So, but for a strategy in a tournament, strategy for getting a decent score, I like to play it this way. So we'll give it a go, and I'll talk it through as I go along. Okay, so the first thing on Star Wars is getting the ball under control. It's not easy to do. As you can see, what happened was on the plunge, it hit these force targets, and then headed in this general direction over to the right hand side. Quite often, and I'm sure it will happen on this game at some point, it will go straight towards the outlane. So you've got to be on the machine, you've got to be working really hard to try and make sure it doesn't go down that outlane. Right, now, as you can see, the Tatooine light is lit. So if I shot that shot now, I'd be able to start this Tatooine mode. However, I'm not going to do that because, like I said, it's a tricky shot to make. So I'm actually going to focus on Hoth and Endor. And the way that you do that is by making these 2 shots here, this left ramp and this left inner orbit. So I think a lot of people's frustration with Star Wars at the beginning of the game is, what do I shoot now? So on Stern games, you usually say just shoot the flashing shots. Well, shooting the flashing shots here won't actually get me into... It will get me into Tatooine, the mode that I chose at the start of the game, but that's it. Nothing else is...
So what about that yellow flashing shot there?
So that yellow flashing shot is for the hyperspace hurry-up. So it's just for a hurry-up, which we'll talk a lot about later on in the game, because that is the way you score massive points, by playing the hyperspace hurry-up. But if you're just playing that and you think, well, is that all the game is? Because that's the thing that's flashing. That is something that really you want to be playing later when you've got a big multiplier. But we'll talk about that later. So my start to the game is I need to light as many modes as I can. Now, we talked about the fact that Death Star is hard to light. So I'm going to avoid that for a bit. I'm just going to focus on Endor and Hoth. So I'm going to shoot Endor 3 times, and I'm going to shoot Hoth 3 times. I've seen a lot of these tutorials on Star Wars. I've seen lots of people playing it, and they don't explain that that's what you need to do. Maybe you think that's obvious, but a lot of my frustration at the beginning when I first started playing this, and I'm a decent pinball player, I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that was what I had to do, and that was really annoying for me. So yeah. In order to light the Endor modes, I've got to shoot that 3 times. In order to light the Hoth modes, I've got to shoot that 3 times. In order to light the Death Star modes, I've got to shoot that 3 times. And that's the way to kind of just get into the game. So that's what I'll be focusing on at the beginning. Now, the other thing that I'll be talking a lot about later is the multiplier shot. So you can see these 3 green lights here. They are your multiplier. So whatever you place those multipliers on, you multiply that shot. So a lot of the shots in Star Wars are very low scoring because of this programming. So they're not worth a lot of points. But if you put a multiplier on it, then you're going to get bigger points as you go up.
And just for clarity, you can actually move those multipliers around.
That's right. So the way you do that, in the moment, me flipping does nothing. But if I press this button, I don't know if that's on the camera.
We'll put it on camera later. Yeah.
So pressing the button, changes them to red. Yeah. So instead of being green now, they turn to red. And what I can now do is flip, And you can see those red arrows are moving every time I flip my flipper. So you can place them wherever you want. Now, the general consensus strategy is to place them there, because a lot of the high rewarding shots are here, especially the Death Star shot.
And you just pressed it again to lock
That's
them
right.
into place.
Yeah, so I pressed the action button in order to lock it back into place to turn them green. They are only scoring you the multiplier shots if they are green. If they're red, it gets you nothing. It's got to be green in order to multiply the shot that you're making. Again, I really struggled with that in terms of understanding that before I owned the Star Wars. I didn't get it at all. So, you know, that's really key, and getting your head around that is key. And I will explain that a number of times throughout this tutorial to show you what it is that I'm doing, because however much I explained it, until I understood it, until I played it a lot, I didn't get it. The other thing to say in relation to the multiplier is hitting this bank of 3 targets is how you increase that multiplier. So you're going to see me hitting that bank of stand-up targets a lot during the game in order to increase the multiplier, and you'll see it on the display at points, and I'll talk that through. But let's go back. So ultimately, I'm going to try to get myself Hoth and Endor lit before I start my Tatooine mission, and I'll explain why. So, Endor's lit. Okay, and what you saw as the ball came down there, so that was a really nice sequence of play, because I made 3 shots in a row, all off the left flipper. And then after that, I wanted to stop the ball. I could have shot Endor again, like off this left flipper, but actually what I want to do is regain control. And you're going to see me try and do this a lot. What I did was I hit my flipper up into this slingshot here in order to deaden the momentum of the ball and to stop it dead. The first game that I really used that on was Spider-Man, and it became something really important for when shooting Doc Ock. But it's the same kind of thing here. The ball is coming back down. You've got a lot of momentum. If you flip it really quickly up into this slingshot and deaden the momentum of the ball, you can get it trapped on the left. So now I'm going to focus on Hoth before I take Endor. So I've got Endor lit, I've got Tatooine lit. Now I'm going to try and get Hoth lit as well. Ooh. Okay, Hoth is lit, and I've got the ball back under control.
Did you nudge the machine then to keep it away from the slingshot?
I did. So that hook shot, this hook shot, sometimes here, as you can see, it will roll down, and it's exactly in line with this slingshot. So what I did was, when the ball is on this wall here, I gave it a little right nudge away from the wall so that it's missing this slingshot, and then I'm trying to do a live catch and trap the ball on the left, which I managed to achieve. Okay, so I've got 3 modes lit now: Tatooine, Endor and Hoth. They're all ready to go, which will mean that I'm able to access these 3 modes, the 3 flashing ones here. What's beautiful about that is you have the choice, once you're into the screen, to choose whichever one of those modes that you want to start. So just because I shoot the Hoth shot because it's the easiest one, which I'm going to do, doesn't mean that I have to play Hoth. I can play Endor or I can play Tatooine. So I'm actually going to play Tatooine because I know that mode is basically 2 shots in order to complete it. If I play it right, you're going to see me do that. But I don't want to make the Tatooine shot because it's tricky, so I just shoot.
It will give you the option on the screen to choose.
That's
basically.
it. Yeah, so we're going to try and do that now. So I made the Hoth shot, and then you have a choice. So you can cycle along, and you can play 2 modes at once, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to play this one here, the middle, number 2, Tatooine 2. Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get to the quickest multi-ball that I can, and that's the way that I feel is best to do that. So, when you're in Tatooine 2, what you're trying to do is shoot the left ramp, which is lit straight away. Shoot the left ramp, and now you've got to do the Death Star shot, which is the tricky one. So this is where I quite often fail, because it's tricky to do. So I've just made the hurry up shot for the Death Star, and now you can see it's lit here and it's flashing, the yellow flashing shot. So my focus now is to try and shoot that Death Star shot if I can. So as it's coming down, I'm going to give it a little bump, live catch hopefully, and shoot the Death Star shot. As you can see, it's tricky. So I've just also made the TIE Fighter shot, Okay, and then you saw me banging the button. I'll try and explain that again a bit better later. There we go. So I actually did the backhand. So that was nice. I actually did that on the fly as it's coming down the in-lane. I've practiced that on my game quite a few times. It's not easy to do, but I made it. So I didn't make the Death Star shot for Tatooine. So Tatooine is still lit. So I'm back to like phase 1 of Tatooine, if you like.
Because you ran out of time?
Because I ran out of time.
Okay.
So I'm going to shoot the left ramp again, and then I'm going to try and shoot the Death Star. I'm going to try and do that trap if I can. There we go. And then backhand the Death Star. It's tricky. There we go. Made it. So that is what reason that's the central reason why I chose Han was that for that combo. Now I have Escape from Tatooine lit already, so I'm already into a 2-ball multi-ball on that world, which is great. So if I don't need to shoot Tatooine, I can shoot Endor or Hoth, and I can choose that, and it will give me a 2-ball multi-ball.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely it does. Yeah.
I hope I'm being clear. I know it's frustrating and it's not easy to get your head around, but I'm trying to be as clear as I can. Okay, cool. So I'm going to shoot Hoth or to Endor to start the Tatooine multi-ball. And then in the Tatooine multi-ball, what you're going to see me doing is, I don't want to start it yet because it's going to be pretty manic when I get into that multi-ball. It's a 2-ball multi-ball, and you're going to see me shooting this 3-bank a lot.
So you've not even bothered with that yet? You've not built up any multipliers at all?
No, nothing yet, because I need to access it first. So in the multi-ball, because it's such a dangerous shot, I try to only do it in the multi-ball. There will be times later on when I'll need to do it in a single ball play, but having 2 balls in play in order to shoot these three targets is going to be really useful. So you're going to see me shooting those 3 targets in order to add to the multiplier, and we'll talk about that once I start doing that. But you're also going to see me banging on these force targets a lot, because basically I think 5 shots to those force targets lights addable. So we want to try best we can to continue this multi-ball for as long as we can.
During multi-ball, if you hit that 5 times, you get an extra ball.
You get an addable, yeah. The addable feature is different to almost any other game that I've ever seen as well. You have to hold the button down for a second, hold it down, not just hit it. You've got to hold it down in order to get the addable. So you'll see me do that, hopefully, if I make it to that, to continue my multi-ball. So I'm only going to do that once one of the ball drains. I'm not going to do it before that point. It's only to continue my multi-ball. And then we're in the multi-ball, we're just going to be shooting all the flashing shots in order to try to make it to victory multi-ball. I don't make it to victory multi-ball a lot because multi-balls are fast and hard. But the key things are to add to the multiplier and try and get the addable. So that's what I'm going to try and do. Okay. Okay. So when the selection comes up, you're looking for the Tatooine one. So at the minute it's on Hoth. So Escape from Tatooine, which is the flashing one here, that's the one that will start.
And they are colour-coded. So.
Yeah, that's the one that will start a multi-ball. So I chose that one. 2-ball multi-ball. The beautiful thing is, as well, from the plunge, it's hitting those targets anyway. So I can just let the balls drain, and it's already hitting those targets, or I can obviously flip at it. But like I said, I'm going to be focused on the force target. So you can say I've done 1 force target. I missed it. 2. Rubbish. Oh, I got it back. That was lucky. No. Yeah, so there we go. So I held the middle button down, even though the end of the multi-ball was done, because I'd actually managed to do the force targets. That's why I've got a big multi-ball now. See? So going for those targets is so important at the beginning of the game. So I haven't actually played the multi-ball at all yet. So as you can see, it's pretty frenetic. 4 balls, right. So that was pretty rubbish. But I'm still in the multi-ball. You can see the shot multiplier is up to 11x. So it's really important. Okay, so that was pretty rubbish. But I've got up to 13x on my multiplier. By a lot of balls hitting those targets, and there it is, that bloody right outlane. Anyway, you get the beginning of the game. That's the important bit. It's understanding the way into it. You can actually string that along for a long time, hopefully, if you play well. I didn't play it very well, but I will now show you the next part of this strategy. So I've still got these next 2 modes lit. So I played one multi-ball, I played it poorly, I'm on 125 million. In competition, 125 million might be enough to win it.
Sure.
So I mean, it's not a terrible score, it's not great, but it's you know, it's a way into a multi-ball, which is the important thing. Next things I do is I shoot for TIE fighters. So TIE fighter multi-ball is hitting this target here. So giving me an extra 5 TIE fighters at the beginning is nice, and you'll see it light at some points. I've already played it once. You have to bang the action button over and over and over during the ball going around in order to get the TIE fighters. You need to get up to 25 TIE fighters in order to get to a multi-ball. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing, combining it with playing these modes out. So hopefully I'll play a little bit better now, and you'll see that. So the TIE fighter, hurry up. So I hit the TIE fighter. I'm hitting the action button over and over into a multi-ball. So I'm now in TIE fighter multi-ball. So without actually playing very well at all, I've managed to get into 2 multi-balls, which at the beginning of the game is what you want to be doing, really, isn't it? In TIE fighter multi-ball, what I'm going to be doing again is trying to raise that multiplier, going for it because it's the safest time to do it, making some of the shots. So banging those targets over and over. Completing the force targets is also another good strategy because the force targets give you some really good stuff.
So no addable on this one?
No addable on this one. It's only on the world modes that you get an addable. Maybe I can get the F. Nice! That was quite nice.
So at the moment, your multiplier is only on a Death Star shot.
That's right. So, which is a nice one, because that's worth a lot now. So 14 million for that. So, as you can see, did you hear that there's a sound? It gives you a trigger to tell you the multiplier is running out. So it's like doosh, 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 and you've got to make that shot before the multiplier runs out. So, as in hit the 3 bank of targets before the multiplier runs out. So right now, if I can get the ball back under control, this is where it comes into a zone. So I've got 20x multiplier, but it's whether I choose to be greedy or not. I think I'm going to get greedy to try and show it off. What if I was in competition? I probably wouldn't. Oh, you idiot, Craig!
Oh, the greed. The greed
did me in. So, what I was actually trying to do, if I'd done one more force completion, you can see I was shooting for it. So I've lit the video mode, which is one of my big strategies that I wanted to show off and work towards. Anyway, I'm up to 427 million by playing TIE Fighter Multiball. Let's hope that this third ball is a good one, and I'll try and show off a lot more of the stuff. What I was doing was shooting the force targets. I completed it in order to like video mode. If I'd done another sequence of the force targets, it would have actually doubled the multiplier. So it would have gone from 20x to 40x. As you can see, this yellow light here and this yellow light here, which is what I talked about at the beginning, is your hyperspace hurry up, this shot here. So if I can get that hyperspace hurry up, which starts at a base value of probably about 8 or 9 million, at 40x, it's huge. The video mode is also at 40x. So I'm going to try and get into one of these world multi-balls as quickly as I can. The first one will be Hoth because that's just the video mode. I'm going to unfortunately have to play it at relatively low value. I think. Yeah. I think that's what I'll do. I'll also like the Death Star missions as well, just because I can. And we'll see how we get on. I'll try and play this as well as I can and not necessarily talk it as much.
Okay, yeah,
all right,
go for it.
Okay. Okay, so there's your hyperspace. So I've made the hyperspace shot twice, which gives me hyperspace multi-ball. And what you saw me do there was shoot the Death Star shot, which released the third ball. If I can shoot it again, it will trap another one, and it can have a 4-ball multi-ball. And that's when there you go, traps it again. If I can release it again, there we go. So this is the big hyperspace multi-ball. there's no real way of explaining that without doing it. So, you know, it wasn't super clear maybe. But I'm in Hyperspace Multiball, which is weird. It's these parsecs on the screen. Can you see them adding up?
In the small screen.
Yeah, on the tiny little screen. Ah, that damn feed. It's a nightmare. But anyway.
The orbit, say on it, the orbit's horrendous on it. It's really hard to...
Okay, let's play... All right, I'm up to 30x. I'm into Lightsaber Duel. So let's try and show this in as good a light as it can be. It frustrates a lot of people, this mode, because it locks you out. But if you can have it as a high multiplier, it's good. So I'm going to do the multipliers now. It's also a really good looking mode. But basically what I'm going to be shooting is the blue shots. I'm going to try and get each of those shots multiplied. So look, the blue shots are lit. The red shot adds time. I'm going to move the multiplier over to the blue shot. Now that was worth 110 million, that one shot. I'm going to move the multiplier again over to here. If I can. All right, I'm going to move it back to here. There we go. That one shot was worth 117 million. Unfortunately, this mode is going to end unless I shoot that ramp. Nice. Do you see? So I moved the multiplier across.
Very quick. And the red extended your time.
Right, so now, yeah, the red. Here we go.
5, 4.
Nice. Got to keep the multiplier going. So I'm doing a bunch of things here, which gets confusing. So if I can shoot that red shot. Got 2 more shots to complete this mode, if I can. Right ramp.
And save.
Okay. And I'm going to shoot the red shot.
You want to extend your time.
And then shoot the right ramp, hopefully. I move it across.
Well done.
To here.
You're on 40 multiplier.
There we go. So from that mode, that was massive, wasn't it?
Well, you've got basically a billion, almost a billion on that mode.
Just from shooting those shots at 40x. And everybody complains about that mode saying it's worthless. But it's all about the 40x multiplier. If you can do it with the 40x multiplier, then it's dreamy, you know? It's worth an awful lot.
And you've got an extra ball, which
Thank God. Let's extend the game.
Yeah.
Okay. So, unfortunately, the 40x multiplier is now gone, which is really frustrating because I didn't get a chance to do it. It's gone back down to 2x, you can see. So, let's try and work my way through the game then, now that the multiplier's gone. But at least I got to show you what I was doing there. So, it's hurried and it's hard in a tutorial to explain what I was doing, but I was moving my multiplier shots into the shots that I needed to multiply, and it was scoring big each time because I had it at 40x value. So I would say, you know, if you're a little bit confused about that, like I was when I'd watch these videos and people were just doing it but not explaining it, go back and watch what I'm doing, where those arrows are moving, what I'm doing, pressing the button in order to then make it green, and then making the shot. I played that as well as I possibly could, to be honest.
I think it was good.
Yeah, it was decent, wasn't it?
Yeah, you were extending the time, you were moving the multipliers to the shot, and you were doing it very quickly at points as well.
Yeah, for the final shot, which was worth 40x, which I think was a 270 million shot.
Yeah.
I had to move it quick. Right, so Endor is hard. Hoth is easy. Hoth is the video mode. I love playing video mode when it's at a decent value. But I'm gonna just play it because I got it lit already. So I'm gonna play it twice. No, I don't want to play it because I want to show it at 40x if I can. Yeah. Let's play Endor. It's a longer way of doing it. This Endor 3 is a hard.
You just want to have more multipliers when you enter video mode because it's a really good way to bump up your score.
And it's a very safe way. So
sure.
I'm going to play Endor. I'm going to see how we get on. Hopefully I'll make it through that Endor 3. So I'm just shooting the green shots. Not to be confused with the multiplier shots, is the ones slightly behind. Is that gone? How's that on screen now? Is that still okay? I moved that quite a bit.
Yep, you're okay. You're okay.
Just going to try my best to make the... This is right ramp I'm going to be struggling with a little bit. thought I would.
It's actually a hard shot, that right ramp, I find.
Yeah. On some Star Wars, you can backhand it. On this one, I've not been able to. Right, there we go. Let's hit this shot then. As you can see, it's pretty long mode, this one. Plus destroy TIE Fighter's biggest points. Okay. 100 million TIE Fighter hurry up, which would be nice.
So the TIE Fighter shot,
there we go,
flashing there.
So I bang in the action button, I know you can't see it, over and over, and it's destroying the TIE Fighters until the sign comes out.
By the way.
So 13x multiplier. So we're working at the multiplier, I've got extra ball lit again, but I'm still focusing on the mode. Bump it, and then live catch. So that's a really important skill that I just did then. As this ball is coming down here, I'm bumping it away from this wall and then live catching on the right hand side, which is hitting the flipper up in order to deaden the momentum of the ball. Right, you can hear the noise. I've got to hit that bank of top targets if I want to keep going with my multiplier. That's the thing that people quite often forget about. So a little tip pass there. Okay, it's done it. Endor is done. So a lot of shots were needed then, but it's worth doing. So my multiplier is now at 16x. I'm going to play video mode. Right, so it's 17x. It's not as high as it could be, but you can still see if I play this well, you can get decent points in this mode. So what I'm doing is I'm pressing the action button to turn my Millennium Falcon blue, which is giving me a boost. And I'm continually pressing it. This is actually a really easy path, so yes. I've done pretty nicely there. That's quite a tricky one. I hit that one. It would have been nice to get a complete... oh, I'm an idiot. I didn't get my multiplier. I forgot. So I forgot to put my multiplier on that mode, and that's why it's only 16 million. It wasn't at 17x, like an idiot. Okay. So, that's all right then, but I can play Escape from Hoth. I've got another chance of playing the video mode. Anyway. So I'm now in the World Multi-Ball for Hoth. I've got my multiplier up to 20x. I'm just going to keep banging on those force targets again, remember, which is going to give me an addable once I've completed it, which I've done. So now I'm just going to focus on the shots.
You've still got to hold the button down for a second to get the ball?
Yeah, that's it. I'm only going to do that once I actually lose one of these balls. So I'm going to play as a two-ball multi-ball. Once one ball is going out, so the sound was going then, so I shot the targets to keep my 20x multiplier going. It's like, I think this is the thing about Star Wars, it's like there's so much going on at the same time. And you've got to keep it all going together in order to get to maximise these scores. And so, you know, there is... Right, so there. I hold that in, and then I get my multi-ball back. So, you see what I did here?
Yes.
You know, it's not necessarily intuitive. You've got to hold it down in order to do it. Trying to make all these shots. Weirdly on Star Wars, I don't trap up very much in multi-ball, which isn't normal for me, but that's all because of the multiplier. The multiplier means I've got to keep the balls going pretty wild. Because I have to continually shoot that bank of free stand-up targets. Right, I'm getting there now. It would be nice to show a victory in multi-ball if I can. Right, I've also got... right. Okay, so, if I can do it, I've got the hurry up. Hyperspace hurry up. Is it 2x again? Look, 32 million base at the Death Star. If I had got that at 40x... Yeah. You know, I've had way over a billion hurry up. Just
really? Yeah. Okay, well, I guess yes, you would.
But anyway,
so why were you crouching and looking?
I'll explain that again in a bit. So I had two balls. Right. So I'm going to look at my hurry up. This is 43 million. I'm still going to get it. I've got my multiplier up to 5x. There's still decent value in it if I can make the shot. Sure. Making the shot, innit? Down to 30 million now. So this is the fight, you see. It's like the multiplier is so important, but then you've got to make your shots as well, which I'm not doing at the moment. Down to 7 million now, you see. Now it's gone. So that is a real key strategy. I did not play that well, but if I can get a 40x multiplier combined with a hurry up there,
yes,
it is massive, absolutely massive. Hopefully, I've still got 2 extra balls. I'll be able to show that later on, hopefully. Okay, right. So now I've done all the 3 modes here, and now I'm just down to the Death Star. So it's whether I can do it. I haven't played the Endor Multiball yet. I'm not going to play the Endor Multiball. The reason for that is because I don't want to have to shoot the Death Star 3 times in order to play the mode. So I'm going to try to work my way through the Death Star modes now.
But it's a hard shot, the Death Star one, but it's not a particularly risky shot, maybe.
It is. It's the hardest shot in the game. It's easier on the Pro than it is on the Premium or LE.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, because you've got a physical ramp there, and it's harder. I found it on the Pro. Backhanding it is pretty good. But yeah, I'm going to try and work my way through the Death Star modes now before I take my Endor Multiball. I'll try and get back to video mode as well to try and show you a decent video mode once I get my multiplier up. I'm on a good game now there. I'm over 2 billion. It's going pretty well.
And is that another extra ball?
It is another extra ball.
Okay, well, this is great. This is great. Just purely because we want to show people as much of the game as possible. So
exactly.
Fantastic.
I think I'm actually on my legitimate 3rd ball at the moment. So right, so now, like I said, I'm playing Death Star 1. I'm just shooting the purple shots. I should hopefully try to be able to show you a few flipper skills with completing these, because ultimately it's just shooting the shots. I'm not worried about the multipliers at the moment. That is nasty.
That orbit.
That is nasty, isn't it?
It is. It's killed many a good game for me, that orbit.
Yeah. Okay. So, as it's coming out here, this right orbit, I'm going to bump the machine away from the wall and try and get a live catch if I can. It achieved what I wanted to do. It wasn't perfect. But, so, Endor is lit, so I've done Death Star 1. Now I'm going to try and do Death Star 2. I'm not shooting Death Star though. I'm shooting Endor. I could choose the multi-ball. I'm not going to. I'm going to play Death Star 2.
I do think it's key the way you're nudging it away from those slingshots, because
it really is
vicious on this game.
Yeah, it really is. So again, going to be shooting these purple shots, trying to regather and regain.
But again, you're not bothering with multipliers here?
No. I'm just trying to work my way through the game now. Okay. Another extra ball. So, realistically, I should complete this game. I should make it, hopefully, all the way through with the number of extra balls. I won't hopefully have to use all the extra balls either. So, done Death Star 2. Let's do Death Star 3 before we play our Endor Multiball. So you see, it was heading towards the right outlane, and I moved the machine nice and early in order to keep it away from that damn right outlane, because it's really, really tricky. Okay, let's play Death Star 3. Okay, I'm just shooting the purple shots. So purple shot, then the TIE Fighter target. TIE Fighter target again.
Just hitting that button on the lock bar.
Hitting the button over and over. Your strategy in that is definitely to try as quickly as possible to get the ball back under control. So I'm shooting the purple shot, and then I'm shooting the TIE Fighter target over and over. Purple shot, TIE Fighter target. Purple shot, trap, TIE Fighter target. Done. Right. Death Star 3 done. Cool. So I've got Endor lit, I've got to destroy the Death Star lit. I'm basically at the point now where I'm starting to think about the end mode, which it's not easy to get to, So light video mode. If I see, this is an interesting display.
So how have you got this screen up?
So I'm just got one trapped, and then I'm moving, cycling through my left flipper,
Okay.
so you can check all the things that you've got. So this is your path to Jedi Multiball. So when I'm talking about the end mode, I'm talking about that. So I've done Tatooine, I've done Hoth. So Tatooine and Hoth, they're done. That's where
They're lit green. They've got a green outline. Okay.
I've also done lightsaber duel, and I've destroyed 100 TIE fighters. So, in order to finish, I've got to achieve Jedi Master, which is hard. It's hitting these little targets, Jedi training, which is normally the last one I do because, it's a bit of a nightmare to achieve that. And escape from Boba Fett. So, if you shoot one shot, then that shot will turn white. Shooting that shot again, if you hit that shot, you've got to shoot a number of white shots, I think, in order to light Boba Fett.
It just goes from ramp to ramp. There's singular shots. Yeah.
So I will try and do all of those things once I've completed. So I've got the Death Star Multiball and the Endor Multiball lit. So those two will be easy to complete. And then I've just got to do the other two. So achieve Jedi Master and escape from Boba Fett. But as well as that, I want to try and show you some high scoring strategies as well, which I did that nicely on Lightsaber Duel, but I've not done the other couple of ways, which is video mode and the hyperspace hurry up. I didn't manage to do that very well. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to work on some of the force targets. I can light the video mode on the force targets. That'd be nice. So what I'll do is I'll go into multi-ball, Endor probably, or Death Star. No, actually I'll start Death Star, so I don't have to shoot this at Death Star.
And being in multi-ball will get your bonus up anyway, which hopefully you can then keep for video mode.
You got it. You got it. So hitting those targets, lots and lots. Hitting the force targets, lots and lots. Keep it up nice and as high as I can. If I can get to the C, then it'll be, instead of it being at 20x, it'll be at 40x. Hopefully take it into video mode, and I'll hopefully play that well. So that's my strategy from here. Okay, so I'm going to play the Death Star one rather than the Endor one, because I don't ever want to have to shoot the Death Star shot.
Estimated time to firing range.
This is very clever how you've been keeping it away from the Death Star and keeping it away from Tatooine.
That's it, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was nice.
Then you held down the button for a second to get
So carry on with the multi-ball. It's tricky, Death Star, because you've got to make the Death Star shot a lot in order to make it to that victory multi-ball. So it's a tricky one to do. If I can move, so this is what. There we go. Oh, I was close. I was very
multiplier,
close,
wasn't it?
Yeah. So
Select video mode.
So if I can now, before I play anything else, I'm going to try my best to get these
the
force targets.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try and get the hurry up as well. I just don't want to drain. There we go. Right, so video mode is lit. I've got 20x multiplier.
Your multiplier's on the video mode.
It is. So let's play it. It's only 20x, it's not 40x. If I would have had to have completed the force targets another time in order to get to 40x. But let's see what 20x gets me. Ah, that was stupid. So not a great video mode, didn't play it amazingly. Still 300 million.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? It's a great value, isn't it? For,
That's
for
not to be dismissed.
for
300
absolutely
million.
no risk. That's the crucial thing, is no risk. Right, shot multiplier, again, it's really crucial. So, I just want to try and get the ball safe, first of all, and I'll explain what I'm going to do. So, I'm moving back to the Death Star shot. And now,
multiply to the Death Star shot, right?
yeah,
Okay.
and now I'm going to shoot this right ramp. And then, hopefully,
Hurry up.
there we go. 646 million. That was only at 20x. So if I had that 40x, that would have been 1.4 billion. Yeah, huge, absolutely huge. So that was the death. That was the. I don't want the 20x to go, so I want to take it into Endor. But it's these in-lanes, 3 completions of these in-lanes. So you'll see me moving the in-lanes about quite a lot. 3 completions that will light the hurry up. So if you can combine that with a big multiplier as well, massive. Right, here we go then. So this is the last world multi-ball, which is good. So I'm going to keep going on the multiplier, work on the force targets in order to get the adder ball, and hopefully I'll be able to try and get to a victory multi-ball as well. I've not managed to have one yet, so if I did make it to the end, you get like the status that comes up. Telling you how many victory multi-balls you've made it to. So I've not made it to any so far. So all of this though, you've got to keep remembering the importance of making. Nice, there we go. Very, very nice. So, this is victory multi-ball. So I've managed to at least make it to 1, which is good.
Oh, you've just destroyed the Death Star.
Yeah. I have. So victory multi-ball. Cool.
Wow.
Victory multi is a big multi-ball. Again, really, like, there's good value in it, but really it's about keeping that multiplier going, force targets, making sure you've and then just shooting the shots for as high value as you possibly can. Having an awareness of the multiplier, where the multiplier is important, but ultimately it's pretty chaos, isn't it? You know. So I'm still at. Death Star. I missed some of that because there was too much going on.
Yeah, the destroy the TIE fighter hitting the lockdown bar happened in a bit of a multi-ball, which
Mental,
can't be
isn't it?
easy, yeah.
Okay, as you can see, the reason I was working on those force targets now, I've just got up to 40x. So, multipliers are now doubled, so if I can get string some decent shots together now, and get the multiplier on one of these shots, it's going to be worth decent value. Okay, multiplier is the key. Oh, there we go. I nearly forgot. I had an adder ball, so I used that just in nick of time to carry on with the multi-ball. Right. Make some shots. Right
ramp, isn't it?
It's tricky. Very tricky. Right, it's all right. 40x is the crucial thing. Okay. This is why I'm getting so many extra balls. It's because extra balls are... Right, so now I'm working towards Boba Fett. Here we go. So... So, did you see? I had 40x and it was about to time out. Right. Right, I don't want to fuck this up anymore. Right ramp. Oh, you idiot. Unfortunately, escape from Boba Fett is one of the things that I have to do. So I didn't complete Boba Fett, so I'm going to have to do that again. Nice bonus though, 350 million bonus, and it's held as well.
Yes, that was what I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
It held my bonus
That's
when I had a good game. Yeah,
pretty huge. Okay, so that was a 3-ball game, 5.7 billion. It's nice. That is a nice score.
Yeah,
so,
that's an excellent score. But you're not finished there.
Not finished yet. we'll
Get to wizard mode.
let's
if you can.
hopefully. So I'm going to play Boba Fett. So luckily, it's one of my choices at the beginning. I'm going to choose it so I can try and complete it. It would have been nice to show you it at 40x because I had 40x running and making each of those shots. You're getting like, I think I've had a Boba Fett that's worth over 700 million before as well. Okay, let's do it. So what I'm doing is these white shots. Is what I'm working on. Try to make as many of them as I can in order to like Boba Fett. So moving it away from that wall is so crucial. There we go. So let's see if I can play it well. You see that little nudge there, back left to right, in order to get onto the flipper that I wanted to get it on. Okay, so this is going to be the tricky one, I think, because I've not been playing well with this one so far. If I can get the right ramp, I should be able to do it. Pass from right to left. Hopefully, it's not a very good pass. Oh yeah, that's right. In Boba Fett, hitting the multiplier, I think, increases the time. Maybe. Not 100% sure on that. I think that might be right. Oh, that was naughty. Okay, good. Left orbit, good. Left ramp. Let's get. Okay, I did it. So Boba Fett is now completed, so that's good. I only got 127 million. If I had the multipliers as well, you can get that up to big
scores. Saying that, I'm up to 14x already. So now, well, let's play video mode again. When video mode is there, I'm always going to try and play it. Yeah, so it just said, it gave you a nice call out there. It says, shoot the force targets to double the multiplier. So you see me backhand this dangerous target, but the reason for that is because I want the 40x. I don't want it to do it again at 20x. You've already seen me do it at 20x. Sure. I want to try and do it at 40x, and if I can, play it a little bit better. So is that little F target is what I'm going for, but I've got to keep my shot multiplier going as well. So it's oh, that was terrible. That was a misread. It was going for the left flipper, and I thought it was going for the right. That was terrible. Wow. 893 million bonus. That's massive. Absolutely massive. I don't really know how the bonus works. Bonus held.
Still bonus held, is it?
No, so I have a choice of that at the beginning of this.
Oh, so you do?
Yeah. So I could choose that. That would give me a big score. Okay.
So what do you have to do now to complete?
But the way that you should play this, plus 5% score. That's just plunging 5% of 6.7 billion.
Sure.
That's huge, isn't it? So I'll do that to show. And so you tell me how much it gives me up here, top left, because it gives you the small amount of how much the total is, but it'll be huge. So in order to, I can't show you yet, but oh yeah, I can. Here we go. So in order to get to the final wizard mode, I need to achieve Jedi Master, which is hitting these little targets here. Jedi training. Yeah. You see that? It's the most dangerous shots on the game.
I hate those targets on every game.
So you deliberately avoid it, so it's usually the last thing that's left. Quite often, at the beginning, in terms of choosing your path, it says Advanced Jedi Master, so you can choose that. I haven't got that, so I'm gonna have to end up shooting these targets. I'll do that in a bit though. I'm gonna try and show a bit more, hopefully, of how to get big scores and like big. I know I had a 600 million. Hurry up! I want to get a really nice video mode if I possibly can, and seeing as I've got all these extra balls sat there, we will get to the wizard mode. Okay, so let's do 5% score. Tell me how much I get.
300, yeah, but I was going to say about 300.
339 million for doing nothing, Okay. I'm just going to bang on these targets. And the multipliers are doubled now, so I have to go for it. So, this is super dangerous. It's a little bit stupid, but I can be stupid. So I'm doing this in order to try and get my multiplier up to 40 times. So I'm at 20 times already because they're doubled, which is lovely. I also have my hyperspace hurry up lit on the right ramp. So that's going to be huge if I can take it in at 40x. So it's a gamble, isn't it? This is all a gamble. 36x, do I go for it? Yeah, why not? 38. Okay, 40x. Right, here we go then. I must get... No, I do not want the video mode there because I haven't moved my multiplier yet. There it is.
Okay.
40x.
Brilliant.
Lovely.
Okay.
So 40 times this, whatever I get on here. Oh, that was a bad start. But if I can get clean on the rest of it, I can still get...
Oh, well, they're everywhere. This is not an easy one,
This
is
is tricky.
it?
But hopefully, it's all about the streak that you get. So you don't want to hit... You want to try your best to... So what I'm doing as well, and I think I said it earlier, to keep it blue, is banging on the action button. That was nice. 840
it's
minutes.
massive.
Yeah, there you go.
That's massive.
That is decent, isn't it? Right.
You've beaten my score, you bastard.
Have I? So I wanted to hit those targets. It was going again. So now, right, move it over to the Death Star. So they put the multiplier on the Death Star.
Hurry up first.
So, there's that right. I hit the target. Ah, that was good. Oh, yes. So
It was counting.
it moved back to 2x, but it gives you a little grace period
Sure.
in order to make it. So I did it just in time with that grace and got me back to 40x. Yes! Wow!
Oh my
Oh
word.
my goodness! 3 billion.
Oh wow. Wow.
I have never done that before. My best has been like 1.6 before. That was very nice. Okay, I feel like I've showed you pretty much all the big scoring strategies now.
So now it's just the Jedi training, really.
That's
right?
it, pretty much. I want to keep the 40x going though because I just want it.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
You know, it's like so. Yeah, I'm gonna. Mystery is a good one because sometimes that will give you advanced Jedi training as well. But yeah, I'm gonna end up hitting these targets a lot now. Jedi training. There we go. Oh, there, I've done it. So hitting that mystery actually meant that I did it.
So now you're on wizard mode.
So I have the shot lit for prepare to face the Emperor. Here we go.
Oh, which is quite clear what that shot is.
Yeah.
The machine's telling you.
Exactly.
No uncertainty.
So here we go.
Okay.
So. Alright. Let's see what the animations are doing. So no medal awarded, unfortunately, because I didn't do the in victory multi-ball. You've got to make it to a certain level, so I didn't manage to do that. Defeat the Emperor. So again, this is going to be a prime time, I would imagine, to use this multiplier if I can. So I got 180 million for that shot. Okay. Because I've got it at 40x. So I want to try to keep the multiplier going along as well as making the shot. Obviously it would be lovely to to complete it, but it's actually multiplier? Yes. You got it. Oh no! I don't know whether I don't know whether I'm.
Oh, he's taunting you.
I think I'm back. I'm out of it now. Oh. Yeah. Done. So I didn't get to complete it. It's a pretty bad wizard mode, to be honest. You've just a few shots and then you're done. I didn't do it, which was a real shame. But you saw everything else that I have to offer.
You got to the end of the game, basically.
Got to the end of the game. You know, I didn't complete it, which was a bit of a shame. But that was because I was being stupid and gambling with the 40x multiplier and all that kind of thing. It's funny that the 40x multiplier's still running. So that's interesting. Didn't know that. So I even because it's a wizard mode, I guess that it didn't mean that I lost my ball.
Yeah.
It's still counting the 40x multiplier. But anyway, I don't need to carry on playing.
I feel like you've seen everything that there is to see. There might have been a few things that I missed.
Well, I think you should. I think we should probably end the video
Yeah.
now in terms of the tutorial, but I think you should certainly get your name
Okay, yeah,
on there because it'd be
happy to
wrong.
do that.
It'd be naughty not to. But I mean, hopefully that's a strategy and a tutorial.
It's been pretty comprehensive, hasn't it? You know,
I think you played really well, mate.
What I will do actually, let's just keep it going for a little bit, so we can show off a different character. So I've played Han. Now is because I've completed Han, you can actually start as one of the other characters. I'm gonna play as Luke, which is the one that people don't really choose. And the reason I'm going to play as Luke is because you get completions of the Force target, so you get up to 40x multiplier quicker.
Can you move that machine over?
Oh yeah, of course
You'll
you can.
get a danger.
Yeah, sweet.
Fantastic.
Is that good?
Yeah.
So as you can see, it says Luke strong with the Force. So every time you plunge a ball, it completes the Force targets for you. So that is another strategy in competition to get up to 40x quicker is playing Luke, because it'll complete the Force targets for you, and so you get quickly to the C, which is where the double the multipliers are. So if you can bang the targets, get up to the C, then you get that double, and you can get up to 40x. So it's quite a good way of doing it. Let's give it a go.
So I guess the ultimate to do on the machine
Yeah, it's all of them.
is all the characters.
that's
sure. Which is, just...
Okay, so this is another 40x video mode. So if I can... So you can see, like, my strategy is basically hyperspace hurry-ups and video modes in 40x. If you can do that, which isn't actually that tricky, and I've obviously learned the video mode pretty well now. Could be a perfect completion. Ah! I was so close to perfectly completing
my
it.
word.
A billion points for just playing a video mode, So this noise, that is what I'm listening for, and for the multipliers. So in order to keep 40x running, you've got to do that. You've got to hit those targets again in order to carry it on. Otherwise, it'll go back to 2x again. So back,
again.
Hit the targets, and then you carry on with 40x. Yeah. Obviously, there's nothing really worth anything at the moment. So I'm just keeping 40x going for the sake of it at the minute. But there we go. So if I can
Get the multiplier over to Death Star.
That's it. Yeah. I had to hit it again. Oh, where is it? There. Oh. If I can hit. No, so I've got my hyperspace. Sorry, I've lost the value on it, but it's still, it's still decent. And now I'm in hyperspace multiball as well. So 51 million, and that was at a base value, and I've got a 40x multiplier going. Let's see if I can play a good one of these. Because I didn't play it very well on the first time round. So it's all about hitting the Death Star shot, and you can get a ball locked in there each time. So now I've got a free ball. If I get another one locked in there, then I have to hit it out again, and then it'll get me a 4 ball. There we go, locked it in. So now I just need to hit that ball again, and then I got a 4 ball multi-ball. Nice big hyperspace multi-ball. There we go. So that's it. Max value 4 times. Each shot's at 40x. For that multiplied shot, so very nice. So my pass X are up to 7. I think I saw before that the name that's in there on the pass X is 9 million. So it'd be nice if I could get that. I don't really know what it means. It doesn't really seem to add massive amounts to my score, but I'm not sure. Maybe someone can explain that once this video has been posted. It would be great to understand that a bit better. But that's basically what I was doing.
I would imagine if anyone gets this far into the video, they really love Star Wars
exactly right.
Pinball.
Exactly right. So,
And they'll know.
yeah, exactly. I won't play another ball. I'll try and play a nice 40x Boba Fett if I can. That'd be good. So I can hear the noise again, so I've got to hit the targets. Good.
Got Escape Lit, which is decent.
How do you like Escape? Do you know?
I don't manually know. Oh, that was bad. It's usually just it's an option on the plunge. Yeah, I don't know actually. That is something I should know because that's like vital. That right out lane is just a death shot, isn't it? So it's something that you want to know. Right, 40x on this shot. If I can make it,
All right, Luke.
I'm going to try. First of all, get that back. Anyway, hopefully that shows you why it is that I initially hated this game. Absolutely hated it. Especially in competition, it burnt me so many times. But now once I've got an appreciation of what it is that I'm doing on it, there's a lot of game in there, you know? And it's pretty skillful and it's not necessarily intuitive, but once you understand how it is that you play this game, you can really unlock it and open it up, and you know, I actually really enjoy it. So yeah, there we go.
I hope we've shown a few people you know, exactly what this game can do, because it does get a lot of hate, and it's a deep game. It's a brutal game. I think that's the one thing, is you are an excellent player, and well, once I post a video of me playing it, then you'll understand the difference. But because there's a lot of the angles on it which do sort of lead to the out lanes, quite a lot of it, the plunge, as we've said, the orbits hard. However, there is a game in there, and I do think it's excellent. And as you mentioned earlier when we were talking, in a big collection.
Yeah, it's, you know, I think it's a great competition machine. You'll see it come up in competition a lot because it's brutal, and people like brutal competition games because they're over quickly. But yeah, it's in a big collection. I think it's not a massive journey, as you saw. Like, you know, although we had lots of extra balls on, I could have done it. I could have got there on 3 balls with no extras on. So it's not, and unfortunately the wizard mode payoff is not great. You know, obviously we made it there. I didn't complete it, but it was only a few more shots. It's not like there's loads of different like levels to that wizard mode. It's just a very short, like, just shoot a few shots here and there, and that's about it. But
apologies for the video finishing abruptly. Then we had an awful lot going on during that filming session. There we had 3-4 cameras all doing various different things, and batteries were running out, so we had to finish it quite abruptly. But massive thanks to Craig for coming over and demonstrating that game. The final score was 15 billion, by the way, just in case you were wondering. But we just drained all the extra balls. Got the impression Craig could have carried on playing and got 25-30 billion quite easily. But been playing an hour, and that was a long old game. But I do appreciate him coming over here and doing that, because I think it's really important on this channel that when we're showing off gameplay or tutorials or restorations or whatever the case may be, that you get to see the best people doing it. Last thing you need is me trying to demonstrate how to play Star Wars with a very, very short game indeed. But it's I mean, what a strategic game it really is. And as I said, it gets a lot of hatred, that game, I think, but I certainly enjoyed it while it was here. I really did. And the temptation to hit those multipliers is quite extreme. Funny enough, I've got exactly the same thing going on with Batman there, where that has the little Commissioner Gordon target there. It's always a temptation just to, you know, get sidetracked and start to hit that to increase your score. But often when I do it, it drains. So massive thanks to Craig. Hopefully that helps you out. If you've got a Star Wars, you're going to be playing a Star Wars, you haven't quite worked out the strategy, there's a lot there to get your teeth into. Thanks for tuning in.